People at the restaurant later said they had never seen anything like it. A decorated army general, a woman feared on battlefields and respected by nations, suddenly stood up from her table, walked straight toward the janitor mopping the floor, and then, without a second's hesitation, did something that left the entire room in stunned silence. But to understand why she did it, you have to hear what happened earlier that evening. Lieutenant General Alicia Rahman was known for her discipline, her iron heart, and her unwavering leadership. Soldiers joked that she didn't smile, she authorized facial expressions. But tonight she wasn't in uniform. She was simply a mother, taking her 13-year-old son, Musa, out to dinner after his school award ceremony. The restaurant was warm, crowded, and filled with chatter. Musa kept glancing at his mother, hoping she would look less tense. She noticed. "I'm proud of you," she said softly. Musa's face lit up. Her words meant more than any medal. But beneath her calm voice, Alicia's heart carried a weight. She had just returned from a long mission overseas, hard choices, tough calls, and memories she wished she could unsee. Tonight was her attempt to reconnect with the son who grew up while she was away serving her country. As they settled into their booth, Musa said, "Mama, do you ever wish you had more time for normal things? Like dinner or movies or just being home?" Alicia froze. She had led armies. She had commanded thousands. But she never knew how to answer this one question, the one that always burned in her heart. Before she could speak, a commotion across the restaurant caught Musa's attention. A janitor, wearing an oversized uniform and pushing a mop bucket, hurried to clean a spilled drink before anyone slipped. His shoulders were tired, his clothes faded, but he worked with precision, quiet, invisible, unnoticed. A little girl, no older than 6, sat alone at a corner table. She swung her legs, humming to herself, a half-eaten sandwich in front of her. A small backpack with cartoon stars hung off the chair. "That must be his daughter," Musa whispered. Alicia watched the janitor rush between tasks, checking on the girl every few minutes. Each time, he placed his hand on her head with a smile that hid exhaustion but overflowed with love. It reminded Alicia of the nights she missed tucking Musa into bed. After a while, a group of men at a nearby table began mocking the janitor. "Hey! Mop faster, bro! Someone apply for a real job! What kind of dad brings his kid to work?" Their laughter was loud and cruel. The janitor, a single father, as Alicia soon realized, kept his head down. His daughter looked up, confused but silent. Musa clenched his fists. "Mama, why aren't you saying anything?" Alicia wanted to. Oh, she wanted to. But she had spent years obeying protocol, controlling her emotions, staying detached. She didn't know how to intervene as just a mother, a civilian, a woman. Then, everything changed. As the janitor turned with his mop, one of the men tripped him. Accidentally. He fell hard, the bucket tipping, water splashing across the floor and onto his daughter's shoes. The little girl flinched, eyes wide with fear. The table of men roared with laughter. Something inside Alicia snapped. She saw Musa's hurt expression. She saw a hard-working father humiliated in front of his child. She saw herself, missing moments that truly mattered. Without a word, she stood. Musa's eyes widened. The restaurant grew quiet. The general was about to do the unthinkable. Every step Alicia took echoed like a drumbeat. The restaurant staff froze, customers watched in suspense, and the men who had mocked the janitor suddenly straightened, as if sensing danger. She walked right past the bullies, and knelt beside the janitor. Not a single person expected that. He tried to stand embarrassed, but she gently placed a hand on his arm. "Let me help," she said, her voice soft, but carrying the full authority of a woman used to being obeyed. Together they lifted the bucket, righted the mop, and cleaned the floor side by side. The janitor blinked rapidly, unsure what to say. His daughter watched, her fear melting into a shy smile. When they stood, Alicia turned to the men who caused the trouble. "You think strength is measured by how loudly you laugh at someone struggling?" she said, her tone deadly calm. Real strength is shown in how you treat people who can't fight back. The men fell silent. The entire restaurant was silent. Then she did something even more shocking. She walked to the little girl, knelt again, and gently wiped the spilled water from her shoes using her own napkin. Musa rushed to help, kneeling beside his mom. The little girl whispered, "Thank you?" Alicia smiled, truly smiled, for the first time in a long while. She then turned to the janitor. "What's your name?" "Denial," he replied softly. "And this is my daughter Zoya." Alicia nodded. "You're doing a great job, Denial. She's lucky to have you." Denial swallowed hard. I'm just trying my best." His voice cracked. "Trying your best," Alicia said, "makes you stronger than many men I've commanded." The restaurant manager came rushing, panicked, assuming something was wrong. But instead of complaining, Alicia said, "This man deserves respect. And a raise." The manager, recognizing the general, nodded vigorously. Customers began clapping. Some stood. Others apologized to Denial. The room shifted, humanity awakened. As Alicia returned to her seat, Musa whispered, "Mama, that was amazing." She touched his cheek gently. "Musa, I've spent years fighting for this country, but moments like this remind me what I fight for." Musa leaned against her shoulder for the first time since he was little. The bond they'd lost quietly returned. When the meal ended, Alicia paid for Denial and Zoya's dinner without saying a word. When he tried to refuse, she simply said, "Let someone take care of you tonight." They left the restaurant with hearts lighter than they came. Outside, under the dim street lights, Musa said, "Mama, one day, I want to be strong like you." Alicia smiled at her son. "No, Musa. Be kind. That's even stronger."